I'm back. I'm back from sabbatical. It was 2 months of blissful non-connection to the internet. I did not go on Facebook. I did not open up my Instagram account. I did not upload anything onto YouTube, and it was amazing. I traveled all over. I went through Texas and Utah and, of course, Sedona and out to California and back and had a stint in New Orleans, which was incredible and challenging and all the things New Orleans is. And now I'm back in South Carolina planning stuff to go forward. But I would like to just share with you in this video my lessons from sabbatical. First off, I'd realized that in my adult life, I'd kind of declawed myself. And when I say declawed, I don't know if you've ever experienced a cat that's been declawed, but it's like they don't understand why they can't do things they should be able to do. And I realized that in my life, because I've been a teacher for so long, I've been a teacher for more than half my life. And because I had been always just really careful, I wanted to have a good vibe, I wanted to be nice, all this kind of stuff, that I had really cut out my fierceness, which is definitely there, and actually it's kind of one of my favorite parts of myself, and my sexuality. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm 34 years old. I've been married and divorced. I'm allowed to be a sexual being, and there's nothing wrong about that. And finally, my magic. I would walk around and kind of try to hide and try to pretend like I wasn't what I was, but no, I'm done doing that. So some of you guys may not be so much attracted to my channel anymore because I realized that because of my history and where my safe zones were and where my places to hide were, I was being really teachery in videos I didn't mean to be teachery in, and I'm not going to do that anymore. You guys are my homies now. You're not learning from me unless I'm teaching you a class. Okay, so that's going to go away. And so if you're no longer attracted to what I do because you want that teacher vibe, that's okay. Love you. Goodbye, you know. And that goes with everything because I'm going to be changing a lot. Okay, so things I learned. Wrote my little notes. I'm reading for you. Okay, first, I learned that the internet ain't shit as far as people's opinions go. Living in this whole amazing world showed me that, first off, comments on the internet. Love you guys, but most of the time that people are going to write a comment on the internet, most of the time they're not coming from their highest. And often it's when they're feeling triggered. And so I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and not care about that while I'm gone. And it was amazing. You know, I have this parable about our cell phones. I do believe they have some kind of life force in them, like everything does. And I see them as our little pets. And I'm like, you know, we love you, but you put us through so much. You know, you can see these words come on a screen, and you're just gone in so much negative emotion and trauma and drama and angst. And it's just a freaking piece of glass. I mean, there's other stuff going on there too, but it doesn't have to have that much weight over your life. And that's what I've realized. Even though I appreciate the internet very much, this is how I make my living. This is how I've met so many amazing soul family. Pretty much all the kindred spirits who are into what I'm into, I've met on the internet. And so I'm very grateful for it as an entity to exist. However, I realize how I've been giving up my power to it. And so no more of that. It's fun to be back and be able to interact without that. Okay. Number 2, the thing I learned on my sabbatical was how to handle leaps of faith. Going on sabbatical was a huge leap of faith. And here's the thing about leaps of faith. Leaps of faith too, I suppose. Why not? Anyways, when you are given a leap of faith by the universe, just trust it. Just trust it if it's clear. I mean, if you're just running away from something, that's not really the same as getting an indicated, synchronicity-led, over and over and over telling you leap of faith. And I didn't know how things were going to work out when I was on my sabbatical. Sometimes I didn't know how things were going to work out that day, and you know what? It always did. It was always beautiful. It was not more challenging than other parts of my life. It was just challenging in its own ways, and it was great. And so, yeah, you can trust leaps of faith. Next, it's okay to really rest. That's something I learned, especially with women. It's hard for us to take a freaking break. A real break. A break that's not, okay, I will let myself rest for 15 minutes, then back onto the grind. No. I learned that it's okay to rest for as long as I needed to rest. And for me, that brings me to the next point, which was I worked too hard. I realized that I worked too hard. That most work models are unbalanced in this day and age. Most people work too damn hard. And I am kind of coming here to do a different thing. You know, I'm very, very grateful, especially as a woman, the women who've come before, who made all these roads so that I as a woman can work and, you know, be equal or maybe even masterful in my field as much or more than men. That said, I still feel like there's farther to go being someone who does embrace my divine femininity in a way that work is still a masculine energy. And so reweaving it in a way that makes sense to me and that works for me. So, for me, it's basically like I like to conserve energy and then I shine really bright and then I conserve and I shine really bright. So much of the time I'm freaking reclusive. I am not very present in a lot of ways in my physical reality. I hide out a lot, and that is okay. It's okay. It's not wrong to do. So those of you who wonder, oh my gosh, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Yes, this world is benefited by your presence, not what you type and what you post. I mean, that helps too if you're called to do it. And this is my divine calling. The work that I do is my divine calling. I feel it like a calling, like any divine calling, and so I do it. But there are a lot of ways that it can be done unbalanced. So that's something we all have to decide for ourselves. I had this vision just a few days ago as my sabbatical has been winding to a close. I had this vision. I was trying to push too hard in the middle of my morning yoga, and I was doing just a couple moves into a sun salutation, and I, in slow motion, sank to the floor of my bedroom and just laid there. And I heard an angel come to me and say, lay down. I was like, but I can't. I have to finish my workout. I don't want to not have integrity, whatever, right? Charis, go lay in bed. Charis, go lay in bed. Charis, go to bed. Go to bed. So I did. Just walked the 3 steps. Got in bed. And immediately, this angel took me. This is a vision, you guys. It did not physically happen. My body was kind of in a stasis, dormant level, and my mind was seeing these very clear images, like a daydream or a memory. Took me up to the Akashic Records, walking in the halls, looking down at my feet on this white marble with pink and gold veins through it. Got taken into a room, got handed my Akashic Record, which was alabaster and gold encased with all these ribbons and crystals and peacock feathers, stuffing from it, of course, right? And I got to see that I really am here to do a different thing. And I knew that, it's not a new thing, goodness knows. But I got to see to a whole new level, a whole new way that I had maybe been hiding some, or maybe been just not embracing who I was. Say, there's a little bug friend on the blanket. I'm going to put you on the floor. There you go. On the ground. Whatevs. Okay. Anyways, love our little exoskeleton friends. And they told me that, Charis, you are different, that you are holding, one of my greatest dreams, one of my prayers, well, first off, is to be in my empowered state and use it to empower others, not to trigger, not to make people feel insecure by being in my power and my beauty and my strength and my sexiness and all these things and my wisdom and intelligence and whatevs, right? But to have that be something that goes, and this is what's nice about being so weird, too, is have it say, rather than, oh, we do different things, therefore other things are bad. No. To have you guys, anything that I do is different or kind of out of the ordinary, to be able to look at it and say, oh, well, if she can do her thing, then I can do whatever my thing is. So it's not the same. We're all different and unique. But me coming out with these flashes of energy now that I'm no longer going to hold back. My intention, as it has always been, continues to be to have empowering power, to have beautifying beauty, to have enlivening, invigorating, inspiring energy, not triggery and splashy. But sometimes that happens, that's up to the viewer, not me. So I have to accept it when it does and whatevs, move on, right? So that's what we're doing. Okay. And the last thing was, I realized that I truly do like to work. I was getting burned out because I was just working too damn much. But I realized I do like to work. I love being a businesswoman. I love being a new paradigm abundance businesswoman, goddess-oriented rather than masculine, feminine business, which is a totally different thing, you guys. That's a whole other video. Anyways, but my work has to have my heart. And what else did I write here? Oh, it has to be a balanced amount of work. I can't work too much or I get burned out, because there are times I just need to sit there and stare at the sky. And I think a lot of us are like this. One of the books I really, really swear by is The Master Key System by Charles Hanel. And in it he talks about how important it is to have quiet time, silent time, completely silent time, out in nature or whatevs, and just listen to the music of the spheres. That's not what he calls it, but that's what I'm calling it right now. And just allow ourselves to be silent and not trying to produce, not trying to squeeze out content. It feels like that sometimes. You guys know what I mean. Those of you who create internet content, sometimes you're like, oh, I gotta make this content. Oh, I have to make this content. Oh, I have to get paid. Oh, no, just cut it, because it's not going to work anyway. I have a feeling, just from looking at what happened to my girlfriends, that a lot more people might be needing to take sabbaticals. I don't know that that's true, but if you need to and the universe is telling you to, trust it. Just cross your T's, dot your I's, make sure you're taking care of everything you can take care of everything. Go ahead and take the leap, you guys. It is amazing. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm going to sign off. There are things coming up. There are events coming up. I'm going to New York in July to do a Oracle Goddess workshop, going to LA in October to do the same, having a little private, silent, quiet, secret retreat in Sedona for just a few people in early October. And there are a lot more things, doing an online workshop August 1st, other various parties and such. That's one thing I realized I love to do is throw parties, so I'm going to be doing some more of that. Anyways, sending you guys love. It's so nice to see you again. It's so great to see you again. I missed you guys, the nice ones. I'm not going to lie. I did not miss those of you who try to hurt my feelings. But whatevs. It's all good. Every feedback, it teaches us something about what's going on in us or what's going on out there, which then corresponds to what's going on in us. So, love you guys. I will write a longer blog on all this stuff I'm anticipating and put it on my website. But yeah, check out my website too. It's all brand new. Okay, much love. Mwah! I will see you again very soon. Take care. Go in peace. Shine your light. Bless the world. Bye.